Okay, so let's keep looking at our answer analysis. Let's keep looking at our answer analysis for the yes, no, not given question. All right, so for question number 7, it says Marie became interested in science when she was a child. And then our matching passage sentence that we scanned and looked for and we pulled from the passage, it says that from childhood, Marie was a remarkable student, and as a result, she won many prizes during her secondary education. Right? So, in the question, what we really are focusing on, we see Marie, we see childhood. So, really, what we're focusing on is, did she become interested in science? Right? Did she become interested in science? When we look at this at the passage sentence down here, we look at the passage sentence. It says, from childhood, Marie was a remarkable student, and as a result, she won many prizes during her secondary education. The answer here will be not given. We don't know if she became interested in science. Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. But like I told you, if you come down to it and the answer is maybe, right? If it's maybe, that is not given. Maybe is not true, right? Maybe is never true, right? If you ask me a question, you say, Keno, do you want to go to the movies? Maybe, right? You can't say that's true. You can't say it's false. I didn't give you an answer, basically. I said maybe. You don't know, okay? Right? It's not given, okay? And these are not inference questions. So you can't say, well, it says secondary education, and that could mean science. No. If it's maybe, could be, then your answer is not given. If this were true, it would say that she won prizes for biology and chemistry. All right? That would be true. If it were false, it would say that she began to like history when she was a child. That would be false because our question says she became interested in science, and then our passage would say she became interested in history. That's an example of false. Something has changed or something is different. Okay, so that's how you have to understand it when it comes to the yes, no, not given question. All right, let's look at another one. All right, question 8. Marie stopped doing research for several years after her children were born. And the matching passage sentence, the birth of Glenda and Dora did not interrupt the findings that Marie made. Okay, so we scan the passage, we look at the question, and our keywords from the question were Maria. We see Marie everywhere, but research, and then children were being born. So that's the information that I used from the question to find the matching sentence. And then when I saw this sentence here, it says the birth of Glenda and Dora, that means children were born. And then I see findings. That tells me that this sentence is the matching sentence for number 8. All right, that's how you have to know what you're scanning for when you're looking for it. All right, so when we look at these two things, all right, do we see Marie? Yep. Do we see children being born? Yes. Birth of Glenda and Dora. So what we're focusing on here, really focusing on, is did she stop doing research? Okay. Very often that really critical information that you're analyzing for yes, no, or not given is following some verb or some adverb or something like that, but stop doing research. Right here, when we look at the passage sentence, it says the birth did not interrupt. All right, here it says in the question, stop doing research. Here it says did not interrupt the findings. Findings is the same as research. So here our answer will be false. It will be false because the question says that she stopped doing research. The sentence in the passage says did not interrupt, which means did not stop. Okay? So this is an example of an answer choice that will be false. All right, it's been changed. It's different. It's opposite. Change, different, opposite means false. Number 9. Marie's sister Branya studied the medical uses of radioactivity. And our matching passage sentence, Marie became very attached to the work being done at the Warsaw Radium Institute, where her sister Branya was the director. All right. Marie's sister Branya studied the medical uses of radioactivity. That's the question. Passage sentence: Marie became very attached to the work being done at the Warsaw Radium Institute, where her sister Branya was the director. All right, so our question says that Branya studied the medical uses of radioactivity. When we look at the passage sentence, it says Marie became very attached to the work being done at the Warsaw Radium Institute, where her sister Branya was the director. This is an example of not given, right? When we look at the passage sentence, we don't know if Branya studied the medical uses of radioactivity. We don't know. When we look at the passage sentence, it doesn't say she did study it. It doesn't say she didn't study it. So we would put not given in this situation. We know her sister worked at a radium institute, but we cannot imply that that means that she studied the medical uses of radioactivity. These are not implied inference questions, everybody. For something to be true, the language must be explicit. The passage sentence has to say that she studied the medical uses of radioactivity. For it to be false, it would have to say that she did not study, or it would have to say that she studied something else. That's the only way it would be false. Here it's going to be not given because, again, we don't know. We don't know. Question number 10. The FAA was created in 1996 to govern the rules of flying. All right, keywords here are FAA and 1996. All right, we can scan the reading passage and easily find the matching sentence, very easily, very quickly, because of that 1996 and FAA. A terrible accident occurred in 1996 over the skies of the Grand Canyon, and as a result, the FAA was established to give rules to flying. A terrible accident occurred in 1996 over the skies of the Grand Canyon, and as a result, the FAA was established. So our passage sentence says that the FAA was established because of an accident. All right, a terrible accident occurred in 1996, and as a result, the FAA was established. All right, in our sentence it says the FAA was created in 1996 to govern the rules of flying. All right, so what do you think the answer is here? What do you think the answer is here? This is a tricky one, right? This is a tricky one. Very, very tricky. All right, so what I want you to do is think about it in terms of this and send me a message and let me know what you think your answer is to question number 10, and I'll tell you if you were right or wrong. Okay? And so that's a tricky one. I'll talk to you soon, and thanks a lot. We're now going to go over some examples from reading passages for the yes, no, not given question, so I can show you how you would scan for the sentence and then do the comparison. Okay? So I'll talk to you soon.